Joffrey, Renly, Robb Stark are all thieves. They'll bend the knee or I'll destroy them.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Citadel with me, Grand Maester Stitch, where we return to the Grand Northern Kingdom of Andalia with High King Florian, the first of his name, who's shaping up to be one of the best kings we've probably ever had. But it's still early days, and we have a habit of monarchs dying extremely early in this series for the last 100 years or so, so we're not going to get too ahead of ourselves. How far in are we now? 60? So 120? No, 100 and... Wow. Wow, we are a hell of a long way in now, aren't we? 60, so yeah, 140? 50 years? 150 years. Almost 150 years into this save file, which is insane. So we do now have that claim upon the High Lordship of Winterfell, which is this one here. So we will be pressing that claim, but first we need to get ourselves out of debt, and we also unfortunately have the funeral of Maester Daemon, who I am absolutely devastated that he's died. He was the last surviving child of good old Aengar II, if you can remember. Oh, he died at 70. It said that he died at 69 in the last episode. I'm sure it did, so apparently 70, unless he's just aged somehow after death. No idea how. But yeah, unfortunately, he has died. We'll never have a maester with that sort of learning again, unfortunately. We can't afford to send for a new maester yet, but hopefully when we get ourselves out of debt, we can. So let's unpause. We'll wait for that funeral to kick in. Hopefully it's going to improve some people's opinions and such of us. I've gone through our treasury. We've got a hell of a lot of new stuff. So I've put a nice set of armor on us, the best one that we've got. We've got Mother's Mercy as well. We've given ourselves the Winter Crown because that just looks badass on Florian. And yeah, he's shaping up amazingly well. 95 personal combat skill now. If we can improve that even more and get a formidable fighter at some point, that would be awesome. Do you know what? Let's give ourselves a bit of stubble now, a bit of facial hair now that we've aged up a little bit. Make me envious. Right, yeah, we need a court physician, but of course we can't do anything about that until we are out of debt, as it cost a lot more than I remember it ever costing, didn't it? All the guests have arrived at Sevenstar, and it's now time to start the feasting to celebrate the life of Maester Daemon Snow. Let the feasting commence. Yeah, if I remember correct, 48 gold. I never remember it being that dear before. That's an insane amount of gold. Can we actually arrange a marriage for you? We could marry you to another bloom or something like that, so that you lose your claims eventually, because you've got all of these claims. We can't actually send you to the Night's Watch, and I'm not sure that Florian would do that. By doing that, you're basically admitting that you fear his claims and fear his legitimacy. By keeping him around, it's like, well, I don't fear him. He's not legitimate. Why should I fear him? So we'll have a look into what we can do with him. Fillet Seagrain has used the attendance at the feast in Sevenstar to present a petition for justice before the court. She claims that Master Harlan made an attempt on her life and one of her kinsmen. Let's have a look at Master Harlan of Andleton. Apparently he is dishonourable, he is ruthless, he is deceitful. We don't want to lose that just trait, so we'll have to have him arrested to await his fate. Elena Viperin has used her attendance at the feast in Sevenstar to present a petition for justice. She claims that Melantha Viperin had her kinsman, Sonny Greyjoy, murdered. Well, let's have a look. Kills Sonny Greyjoy. Yes, so indeed she did. So, yes, she must be arrested to made to answer for her crimes. Excellent. Nana Harlaw has used the attendance at the feast in Sevenstar to present a petition for justice before the court. She claims that Lord Morribold Rack made an attempt on her life of one of her kinsmen and demands that he is brought to justice for attempted murder. Does he have a rival? Who is it that he did it to? Some sort of kinsman of Nana Harlaw. Well, wow, he's got 5 rivals. Yeah, there's a Harlaw there. Wow, you're not a very popular guy, are you, old Morribold? You are dishonourable. You're paranoid. Do you have any children? You have a daughter, Jane Rack. But are you loyal to us? You're pretty loyal to us, so that's the only problem there. But he will have to be arrested and made to answer for his crimes, like the rest. Demina Highstar has used the attendance at the feast in Sevenstar to present a petition for justice before the court. She claims that Sir Lynn Clifford had one of her kinsmen murdered. Sir Clint has no kills, so he's not guilty. This is our ex-lover. But he has no kills, so he's not guilty. And we didn't lose the just trait by doing that, so that to me says that he's not guilty. Lord Veron Greyjoy, oh, he's come of age now. Lord of Cape Kraken, it's not the actual Lord. claims that Lysa Volmark had one of his kinsmen murdered. Lysa Volmark has no kills, but she is dishonourable, but she's not a lord. She can pay you recompense. It seems a hell of a lot of stuff has been going on. Septon Donnell has prepared a petition for remedy to the court, claiming that the Sept was forced to pay a tax by a sheriff. That is despite their bills of exemption. Please accept my apologies and a recompense. We pay gold. Oh, we haven't got any gold. This is just a misunderstanding. We can get away with doing that, so we will, because we've not really got the gold. Ginno Harler has used attendance to the fees in Sevenstar to present a petition for justice. He claims that Rodwell Goldfallow made an attempt on his life. He must be made to answer for his crimes. Yeah, we can still use that at the north, but we're not going to do that. Anna Botley's used attendance. My God, there's a lot. To present a petition for justice. She claims that Sir Lynn Clifford had one of her kinsmen murdered. Again, he's got no murders, but he is dishonourable. And he is a master seducer. Who are you? Anna Botley, who's married to Garibaldi Hornbreaker. He's not guilty. My prisoner, Master Harlan, is complaining about his dark cell. We'll be merciful. And Rodwell managed to avoid my guardsman and has fled to the court of High Septon III. Okay. That's fine. Oh, that was our lover's husband. We could get that loving going back on again then, if we wanted to. And, oh my God, another one. He claims that Sir Lynn Clifford had one of his kinsmen murdered. He's not guilty of these accusations, and yes, we'll be merciful, Moribald. I started talking to one of my guests at the feast and found them most interesting. Hours flew by, wine bottles were emptied. Other guests excused themselves and went to bed, but we kept talking to the wee hours. Lord Jorah Blackwood. He's a fascinating, we become close friends, that's awesome, because this guy's a badass. I really like, oh, he has got fat now, but he's still a badass. He has got sons, Aenys Blackwood and Clarence Blackwood. Wow, he's got 5 martial. I think... Haven't we already got 2? Yeah, I think we've already got 2 wards. Else we could have took them on for a ward, which would have been interesting. We could always get him a better ward, though. Let's have a look. He's got pretty decent martial. He's gone for a yeah, let's assign a guardian. Someone with very good martial in our court. Sansa Firehand might be decent. Manch Chamber. Let's send you to Manch Chainbreaker to be warded. Your Grace, I'm pleased to report the majority of the population in Bear Island has been converted to the faith of the Seven. Interesting. And Your Grace, sometime now I've been in the employ of Lord Mance, but I seek a better station. Okay, you're pretty good actually for a Septon. You've got Erudite, you just didn't... You know what? What is our actual Septon like? Septon Mark of Snow. You're better, so yeah, I accept. We need people like you. Can we make you our new Septon? Because you're pretty good, to be fair. And we'll get you to perform charity in Sevenstar. The funeral. As the Silent Sisters finish preparations of the deceased, the body of Maester Daemon is brought to the local sept and laid atop the altar at its centre. Canopic jars of ornate design are placed at the feet of the dead, and the eldest child places the death stones upon the closed eyes of the deceased. One by one, those closest to the departed in life and make their way into the sept and speak their goodbye, shed their mournful tears, and pray to the Seven for the dead. As the day winds down and the last goodbye is said, the body is carried by kin along the crown-lined streets to its final resting place. As the sun fades away, a great feast is held, and those who knew the dead recount stories of the life and deeds of the lost, and so it is done. Oh, Maester Daemon. I absolutely loved Maester Daemon. The recent conversion of Bear Island to the faith of the Seven has caused some unrest. Well, yeah, it always happens. We have got 70 gold now, so let's send for a Maester of the Citadel. And we've got Harlan here, who only attempted murder. Could banish you to the Night's Watch. You don't have a very good opinion of us now, so... And you're not highborn, so we will banish you to the Night's Watch. Who else have we got? Melempha Viprin, who we can't banish to the Night's Watch. We'll call her for trial. And Moribald Rack. How much money have you got? 137. Can we not ransom you? You need 145 gold to do so. You have a good opinion of us, so I'm going to ransom you. And you're a High Lord. We don't want any trouble when we're about to go to war, so... we will ransom you once you've got enough money, like we did with Winton Firehand. Your wisdom and mercy are legendary. I gladly accept the guardianship contract between Lord Mance and Aenys. Perfect. Got one child lacking in education focus. Liara Sevenstar, who is decent intrigue-wise, but she hasn't got any stats for intrigue. Diplomacy it is then. And we will assign a guardian for you. Someone with decent. Let's send you to Owen Steelheart to be warded down in the Vale. We'll let you rot because you are actually guilty of murder. Malyntha Vibrant has demanded a trial before the court, which Lord Simmons Dirt shall oversee to ensure justice is served. At the start of the trial, she is formally accused of murder, a charge brought by Arthur Merlin. Malyntha begins to present her defence, but the court did not seem impressed. Strutting back and forth, Lord Simmons Dirt masterfully questioned the accused, using every suppletive available in the common tongue. He captivated the court, ripping through the accused's defence and showing them to be a liar. He made a strong case, and she is guilty. She will serve the gods for the rest of her days. She becomes a silent sister. She will walk through the streets and then back to her cell. I will be the better person. I will have her head on a pike. She is guilty of murder. Who's her husband? Sir Allender, just some randomer. She will serve the Silent Sisters. Let's get a Silent Sister. We'll be merciful. And she can serve the 7. When is our new Maester going to arrive? We have sent for a Maester and he's not arrived just yet. Here we go. Your Grace, the Maester we asked for from the Citadel has arrived. A Vale man by the name of Benfrey. Let us hope he is loyal and white. Wow, he's pretty good, actually. He's an architect, he's a scholar, he's honest, he's diligent, ambitious, expert scientist, only 26. And Benfrey. Fitting name, I like him. Yeah, not bad to be honest. He's pretty good, decent learning. We could always edit him slightly if we wanted to. I am tempted to make the Eyrie a air seat, 2 sevens port, which would be pretty good. Not sure what the South's up to, but we are going to go to war with Winterfell. Once we get a little bit more gold, our manpower has dropped slightly, which is not good. Can we now ransom you? Yes, we can. So we will do that. We could have sent you the Night's Watch, but you're our friend's brother. You're fairly loyal, so we'll ransom you. That will give us the gold we need to go to war as well. May you live in harmony and contentment. I accept paying your ransom for the safe return of Lord Morribold. How much has that affected his opinion of us, though, which is worrying? Yeah, massively, massively affected his opinion. His levies are not huge. Then again, that could be because I don't think many of his vassals have a great opinion of him. Not many people do, by the looks of things, so it would be better with his brother Medgar in charge, to be honest, who is our close friend. And his son, Sir Harith, is married to a 7-star. Why is he not going to focus when he should have a focus? What are you best at? You're already a trained fighter and a knight, so we'll go with a martial education. As Iron Guardian. Someone with decent command. We'll send you to Eldred Flax. The alliance between Lord Elliot and Lord Card has broken down. Okay, but yeah, that much better than Morribold's heir, who is Jane Rack, who is an ugly imbecile, basically. So, yeah, we'd rather have the other line, to be honest. And Lord Carl of Ironhooks has died a natural death. Leaves a child Waynwood in charge, which is not the worst. That's fine. Child lords are easier to control. Right, so now we've got the gold. We can't call a Grand Council invasion, which is a bit annoying. So let's go to war. King Edin of the North, I declare war on you to press all of my claims. We did have Winterfell, didn't we? Yes. To press all of my claims. Andalia is at a state of war. We should send ravens to the great lords, rallying them to the crown's defence. They will surely honour their obligations. Now this has been... It's been so long since we went to war for land. I can't remember the last time. Was it for the Iron Isles? Who look like they've stayed independent and out of this war. Which isn't surprising, to be honest. They've not got a massive amount of men yet. Elton Greyjoy, who has come of age now, and he's not very impressive, has decided to sit behind his walls. Arlen Seymour died of winter fever. Oh, what a shame. Backstabbing bastard. Then again, his son is a genius, who is in our... It's actually in our domain. Let's design a guardian for you. So, wow. You're very good in everything. Let's assign a guardian. And we'll go with... Who's got the best learning? It's a shame we haven't got Maester Damon about anymore. Can't send you to Benfrey. Can't send you to your grandfather either. We'll send you to someone with good martial. Yeah, we'll send you to Lady Sansa Firehand then. Just so you're in our court. Right, so the Starks have not got a huge amount of men. Looks like the Umbers may not be getting involved. So we will call up the Sevensport army. We'll basically call up the old Andalia. God, the Blooms hate us so much. You know what? We won't even We won't even bother bringing the Bloom army along. We know that Winton likes us, our brother-in-law. 8,000 men from there, which is good. We'll call up the Josso and Rosehearts. Good old-fashioned Houses of Andalia. Let's march on to Sevensport. Do we need the Rack army? The Warriors' Way army? I'm not sure if we do. We'll call... Wow, 14,000. We'll call them up anyway. That just shows how much manpower they get from the Morgaths. And 7,000 Grey Stars. That'll be enough. We're only going to need the Northern host. And the Craven Harmon Reed is fair to answer my call to Banners. That's fine. And it looks like a lot of the North has also abandoned their king, so they obviously don't have the greatest opinion of him. The Umbers have stayed loyal, and the Riswells, but the Wolfswood has gone independent, which is interesting, as well as the remainder of the Rills. Oh no, the Rills are our land that have stayed independent, which is interesting. Right, okay, so let's have a look what we've got here. 14,000 men under the command of... Let's send you under the command of Eldrick Flax, and we will march you straight onto here. We've got 7,000 Grey Start men, which we will put under the command of Danie's Eyehoke, and you can march straight for Winterfell. This host, if you could meet up in the White Star for now, and then we will march that host north. We should be leading this ourselves, aren't we? Yes, we are. Peace with you, I gladly accept the guardianship contract. Perfect. Andalia is a state of war. They will surely honour their obligations. We already know that the Greyjoys have stayed independent. And wow, it's been so long since we last went to war. This is interesting. Well, went to war for expansion and not dealing with rebellions and God knows what. Right, so yeah, we'll move all our armies into position. Renessa has arrived at your court. I'm not sure who you are. Okay, some decent traits though. Just a randomer that's arrived at court. Get that sometimes for some unknown reason. Yeah, we'll leave these 4,000 Roseheart men here. Who should we have in command of the armies with Florian? We've got Andrew of the Bloody Gate, and we'll go with Brandon Stark to help take his land. I believe that one of your vassals can be discouraged from associating with conspiratorial factions. We've already tried to ask him politely, and I don't think it worked, so we'll do nothing for now. And the Stark host is not going to be able to do anything to us. It's literally just march in, siege down these lands. Brandon Stark is currently under my control. It's not his fault, is it? He's going to become the... Oh, wow, he's lost a son, but Josart Stark is now 9, so that's fine. Is his wife still alive? Because he really needs a new wife. It's not his fault. He is going to become the new Lord of Winterfell, so we're not going to kill him, are we? And I think we've also got some others. What, Torrance Square that we're going to be able to give away? King's Course, we still have House Cassell. We have a random house here that we will be able to put someone in charge of. And I think Castle Kerwin, we do still have the Kerwins around, so that's good. So we are going to have some new lands that we are going to be able to land people into. Let's march this host in to Torrance. Let's go to King's Course. March this host to King's Course, and then the Firehand army, we will march onto Torrance Square under the control of Sansa Firehand. Sir Harith Rack has arrived at your court. Yes, he was there anyway. Lord John wrote me a letter expressing his fervent desire to get to know me better. Yep, that's fine. I'd like to get a good relationship with them, as always. Renessa Sevenstar, she's the really good fighter, isn't she? Yeah. Right, and we are sieging down Dawn Forest. We will look to see if there's any of houses left around that can inherit these. I'm pretty sure we looked into the Mollins in the last episode, didn't we? And there's literally just an old lady left. I think that was literally it, unfortunately. So, but we can land our own houses there. We've got people who need land, more than likely. There's custom characters that I still need to add. I apologise, I forgot again. I've just realised I forgot to add some of those characters that have been put forward. Your Grace, your brother Prince Theon is most uncooperative and is not responding very well to my tuition. Foolish child, he loses 1 to stewardship. He's training in diplomacy anyway. Wow, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 7 virtues. Wow. That's impressive, and he's zealous, so he's very religious, Prince Theon seems to be. Which is interesting considering his name. Now we can't actually siege down King's Course, so let's move on to Castle Kerwin. I hope that we still get this under our control. Who is this? Lord Bernard the Hunter Redstone. Blackmail, obligate. We'll obligate him because I know he has a good opinion of us, so hopefully by just reminding him of his duties, he will step in line. And the Umbers have finally called up their bannermen. It's not a huge amount of manpower. Your Grace, I'm pleased to report that the majority of the population in Realwater Crossing has converted to the faith of the Seven. I thought that was anyway. And John Roseheart's sucking up to us again. That is fine. That's perfectly fine. Thank you for reminding me of my duties and obligations as your vassal. You are right, of course. For the foreseeable future, you have my promise not to support factions. I thought that that would be the case. I did think. So the Firehands are converting. Was Winton a zealot? I don't think he was. I know his brother, Sir Benjamin, was. Yeah, I still want to get him in court as a Knight of the King's Guard and one of our commanders. And this siege is going well. We are losing men at this siege, so we'll assault that as soon as possible so that we can move on. There's always going to be a couple of casualties. It won't be a huge amount. We've still got 111,000 men. That's probably because we've lost the neck in the Iron Islands, though. And, okay, something's going on in the south. He is attacking... Blackmont. He's trying to claim Blackmont. Greystark Army's taking a hell of a long time to get here under Lord High Oak, but it'll get here eventually. What is the defence of Torrens Square like? Not that good, really. I don't even know if we've got any good siege leaders. I'm going to look through the realm and move some people to court, I think. Look for some decent diplomats, some decent soldiers and commanders that we can move to court. My cousin Unella practically lives in the kitchens, the little glutton. Eat and be merry, child. Bircher, tell her about moderation. Let's tell her about moderation. And she's become temperate. Much better. Is she our actual ward? Yes, she is. And the siege of Dawn Forest is almost under control, which is good. Ariane Lancer has arrived at your court. Yeah, she's married to Theon, isn't she? 2 people eloped and got married without your consent. Except their own. And it falls to me. Okay, Renessa has married Sir Ermin Bloom. No, that's fine, Sir Ermin. That's fine. Hopefully she gives you some more Bloom children, because some of these old Andalian houses are a little bit scarce in heirs. My courtier Sarah Upcliffe has expressed a desire to get married, and she has asked my permission to find a suitable bride. Marry as you please, love. Fairly old. Marry as you please. My god, the Greystark army will arrive eventually. Can we assault Castle Kerwin yet? Pretty well defended. There we go. Just because our supply limit was so poor here. We're at 3%. I don't think he's going to be able to bother us at all. He's 8,000 men. He's got cancer, so he's dying anyway. Who's his heir? Does he have a... Prince Patrick. Lord Morribold II of the Warrior's Way decided to exile Willem. Who is William? No idea. And Helena Una died. Okay, does she have daughters? Longthorpe, so that's going to be interesting. Lord Morribold II of the Warrior's Way decided that, yeah, we already know that. And he's exiled someone else. Okay, so he's going a bit power mad. Can we assault this again? Young Unella seems to always be willing to share. She should get out more and talk to people. Becomes Gregorous. Yeah, Gregorous is a good trait. Jorah Blackwood is now known as the Gallant. Awesome, that's our friend, isn't it, dude? Who did we send his son to in the end? Yeah, Lord Mance on Bear Island, wasn't it? Yeah, that's a good choice. That's a good choice. Right, let's march this host onto Winterfell, because it's going to be too hard to siege down without a huge host there. Now goes the Siege of Torrens Square, which is going to be a decent one to have. Some decent city-states there, bring in some money. Siege of Glen Castle is a victory. The next defence, it's just a Godswood, so that's going to be easy to take. Perfect, let's march this host onto Winterfell as well. I wonder if we'll have to go and take some of this Sea Dragon Point land or the Umberlands to get the war score. Hopefully not. What's this? Oh, it's a Hardhome fleet of 250 galleys. Wow. When did the Wildlings get such a fleet? Who were the Neck at war with? They are defending against Lord Master of the Andal Coast in Andal Coast slave raid. Well, you remain loyal, Lord Reed, and I would help you out with that, but maybe you need this to teach you to stay in line. Without the protection of Sevensport, you could be in a bit of trouble. Oh my god, the commander of Winterfell is a Brindleman. Oh my goodness. The Jogus and I have left and the Brindlemen have come. He does look pretty badass though with that beard, doesn't he? Impressive. This is going to be a long, long siege. I've got the manpower for it. What's the supply limit here? 21,000. Your prisoner Brenfrey Snow has requested an audience with you. Upon meeting him before the court, you hear he's offering to pay his ransom. No, you shall stay in my custody for now. I do want to try and find you. a bride if we can. We can force marry you to somebody. Let's have a look what we've got. I don't know if there's anyone in our court worthy. I might go for one of the houses that are lacking in family members. I forgot Lord Alonzo Bloomhouse. His son turned out okay. I know there's not many Jossos about. Okay, there's literally no Jossos about at all, which is really worrying. I think Rosehearts of the Rosehearts recovered a little bit because they literally had no members either. Maybe I could marry you to, was it Pia Roseheart, or is she married now? Ah, yeah, you're the one that married to Winton Firehand, aren't you? I think there is a Pia Roseheart somewhere. I've collected an ample tax revenue, 154 gold. Wow, that really is a decent tax revenue as well. No, I don't want to colonise anywhere. I may try and get us some better armour at some point. Lady Marissa of Redfort has declared Lord. Okay, a war on the Bloody Gate. Yeah, that's whatever. Does it really affect us? I'm not too bothered. Him with the Bloody Gate isn't overly loyal to us. Okay, 8,000 men. He's managed to actually call up a decent army size. We could maybe go and attack them at some point, but we've got Winterfell to siege first, which is going to take an annoying amount of time. We'll probably split our host in half once we get Torrent Square under siege, which is taking a long time. We'll bring this army over, split an army, and we'll chase down the Stark host. The remnants of the Stark host. Let's attempt an assault here. Level 8 fort for Torrent Square. That's pretty decent. And we'll do one more assault when we can. Your bannerman Lord Harmon Reed is currently under threat from external enemies. Should we fulfill our high kingly duty and aid him? It is my duty. It will upset people if we don't. So, yeah, it's my duty. We'll help him out. Is this guy... This guy's not got dragons, has he? He's a Meerman of Relore Faith. No, he hasn't. Oh, he's only got 3,000 men, so we can take care of that pretty easily. Let's call up the Red Guard host. 4,000 men. Why is Florian in charge of this? We don't want Florian in charge of that. We want... Let's go for Sir Andrew. He can go and take care of that. We will remain here for the Siege of Winterfell. List of 7-star, lacking education focus. Oh, we wanted to go for the learning education, but we can't, which is really annoying. I hate that you can't do that. So instead... I don't really know, to be honest. Let's go for martial education then, why not? And your educator, let's assign a guardian for you. Who have we got? Let's send you to, yeah, Eldred Flax, why not?
The winds blew over the encampments as the men of Andalia prepared to march to battle with the host of the north. Florian had heard word from the Citadel that winter would soon come in full force, though the snows had already begun. Once the ice and snow might have deterred the Andals from marching north to war, to staying their keeps for the long cold winter. That was many years ago, however, and many of the men had lived for generations in the cold north and had become accustomed to its frigid weather. Florian was sure the war would soon be over. Castle Kerwin and Dawn Forest had already fallen after quick sieges. Once the inferior northern army was broken by this host, the war would surely be won, if not officially. Winterfell was the true prize to be won from this war, the seat of the kings of House Stark since the Age of Heroes. A Stark would still hold the seat when all was said and done, but he would be subservient to the crown of Andalia. Brandon Stark was from a lesser branch, but had proven himself a good man and a skilled warrior. He also worshipped the Seven, unlike most of his kin. Winterfell would not fall easily in a siege, but it would be well worth the effort to rip out the heart of the North. The dream of Florian's ancestor, Aengar I, would be realised, with Winterfell under Andal rule and the Starks broken beyond recovery. They would soon march to battle, where the outcome was almost certain. Florian's host had more men from old Andalia than the North could muster, and they were led by Eldred Flax, Brandon Stark and Sansa Firehand. This conquest was shaping up to be a resounding success. Florian longed to see the 7-star banner fly above Winterfell. He remembered years earlier where the Stark king had insulted him personally, and had considered the two of them rivals. Florian knew the truth. The wolf was toothless and was no true rival to a king of Andalia. This slight would now be repaid in full. The Knights of Andalia marched to battle once again, facing their longtime foes. The battle was over almost as soon as it had begun. All flanks held and broke any attempt by the Northmen to advance. The wolves fled with their tails between their legs back to Winterfell, where the war would surely end after the siege. Now was the time to march forward for House Sevenstar. Andalia and every man, woman or child killed by these savage Northmen since the landing.
Sir Anger Sevenstar, our grandfather, died at the age of 62. That is Mina's mother. Wow, Mina's 40 now. Still widowed. Which is nice to see. She hasn't remarried. That is nice to see. Her love for him was true. Right, so Torrent Square has fallen. Let's march this host over. Let's split this army in half. And 15,000 march onto King's Course. And attack the Stark host there. They have left behind a small army to siege down. That's fine. We'll send these 7,000 to Dawn Forest to take care of those. Hopefully the war score that we'll get there will be massive. It's literally just got to take Winterfell, which is going to be a pain in the arse. We took Winterfell before, though. We can take Winterfell again. And our money is improving as well, which is good. And we are going to absolutely destroy this host. We destroyed the host in the neck. And now we're going to destroy this host. Good if it gives us a decent amount of war score. We may have to start marching off and taking some of the Umberlands, which is annoying. We should have enough here, really. Hopefully by winning a battle, it will give us a lot. And Doran was captured, a Northman who has got gonorrhea. We'll just leave him in prison for now. We're at 60% now. That's made a massive difference. Let's go and attack this host again. I think literally we've just got to wait for Winterfell to fall, unfortunately, which is going to take some time. We'll let him rot in the prison for now. We'll look into what to do with him afterwards. I doubt we'll be able to ransom him for much. He's not of any importance, really. Florian's still doing the siege of there, which is good. That Stark host is going to try and escape. It's literally just going to be a case of sieging down Winterfell, which is going to take an exceptional amount of time, unfortunately. And a son was born to Sir Ronald Highstar and Sindra Sevenstar named Eddard Snow, a sickly bastard. So, oh, she had an affair. Well, that's not... It's not good, is it? So, by him, okay. Eddard Snow. Okay. Oops. Well, that's not a very good match, is it? Bastards being born left, right, and centre at the moment. Let's chase down that host, and we're going to catch them there. Perfect. Hopefully, do some serious damage. It's going to take years to get this under control. I forgot how long it takes to siege down Winterfell. It's insane. Let's march to the Dreadfort and capture that host there, and let's march these. Where is that host probably going to go? Let's try and trap this host, because it is. And Lady Marissa of Redfort has usurped the title Castle of the Bloody Gate from Andrew Tollett. Okay. Okay, so Benjen Firehand has decided to go against the Cassels to try and take that land. So that's interesting. Can we... We can offer to join the war. We can't demand him to end it. We're trying to take that land anyway. Winter Firehand. The Firehands are starting to swallow up a lot of land, which is worrying. I'm a little bit worried about that, if I'm honest. They're becoming a little bit too powerful. And I want this to be its own High Lordship as well, for the Starks once they move there. There we go, we've crushed that Stark host there. Just got to chase down this Stark host now, which is marching into our lands. How can I rely on my generals when their understanding of warfare is so lacking compared to my own? I could teach Lord Enger a thing or two. We can teach him to be a aggressive leader or a flat terrain expert. Let's go for flat terrain because we're an aggressive leader. Are we a flat terrain as well? Yeah, of course, because they're the two we can teach. And, oh, for God's sake, Lord Samwell of the Fingers has declared Lord Samwell's second claim on Northwold War. Well, capture someone there. We're going to have to ask you to end that war, please. Command to end that war. Do it. Of course, I will obey. Stay in line, Corporees. For once, stay in line. Lord Enger gratefully accepted my lessons on the art, with more generals like me who can stand against us. Yeah, fair enough, I suppose. Let's have a look at this guy that we've captured. No, or not. Right, we've caught that army in the Dreadfort. Perfect. We can do some serious damage to that, hopefully. Just waiting for Winterfell to fall. Can we assault the Lonely Hills? Not for 70 days. Wow. We need a new commander. That's because Tollet moved, didn't he? We need to have a look through. Okay, Harriet Botley's pretty good, but we need to have a look through Andalia and try and find some better commanders. There's bound to be better commanders under the control of different lords. Your Grace, I, Laurie, sincerely ask that I be allowed to pursue a career as a Septon of Faith of the Seven, so that I can fully dedicate myself to studying the Seven-Pointed Star and worshipping the gods. Sir Eddard, heir to the Lordship of the Mother's Embrace, who hasn't got any children yet. Ah, that's your parents. You're his only daughter. If that's what you want to do, though, then that's what you want to do. It's nice to see that event actually come up now and again. We haven't really had many for the Night's Watch yet, have we? How old's Lister now? 12, Enger 10, so they'll soon be coming of age. Prince Theon is now of age, and what did he become? He become a gruff diplomat, which is decent. I love how he's got so many virtues. So he's not overly impressive in diplomacy, but he's still young. He's still young, and he can improve. We've crushed that Stark host again, which puts us up to 83%. We literally just need to take Winterfell. Take Winterfell, and the war's won. Lady Renesta Sevenstar has arrived at your court. Why does her and Harifrat just keep appearing? And he's come of age now. He's got the sturdy trait, hasn't he? But it makes you just look fat, which is annoying. It does give you better martial, though, doesn't it? And better health, which is good. Lady Renesta is now 17. Skilled fighter. Awesome. She could be one of our bodyguards, maybe, in the future. It's going to take ages to siege Winterfell down. It's turning colder and colder. The people of Sevensport can no longer work the fields. Ah, yes, I forgot that it was winter. Fighting that starts in winter is not ideal, is it? But how much longer till we've sieged Winterfell down? Still a way to go. Still a long way to go. Of course, can't assault it because it's above a fort level 10. And Sir Eon died at the age of 40. Okay. Can we assault here yet? No. We need to win this war before the Firehands win the war for King's Course, because I don't want to have to retract vassals and such from different people. And we can actually ransom you for 25 gold, so I will do that. Take the money. Take the money and run. I do want to try and forge some better armour. It would be awesome if we could get some Valyrian steel armour, but I don't think that's going to happen. We have a sword. We should be thankful for that, I suppose. Lord John has been very insistent about spending some time with me recently. He hopes that we will be on better terms, if only we take a few days to know each other. Sounds like a marvellous idea, why not? Lord John has prepared a grandiose welcoming parade for my arrival. The Lord of the White Star greets me in person as soon as I cross the gates of his palace, asking me if I had good travel. How nice to meet you, Lord John. It'd be good if we can become friends with Lord Roseheart. Everyone loves Florian. Wow, our army has dropped massively, though, which is not good. Probably because we're at war. We're in winter. Not sure what's going on down there. When guests arrive, my cousin Unella is the first to greet them and shower them with questions. The child clearly has potential. John is truly attached to his birds. He spent an entire day of my visit just to show me his most prized hawks. I never realised John and I had so much in common. Opinions changed by 15. Awesome. Come on, Winterfell, just fall. Perfect, we can now assault Long Lake. Maybe we won't have to actually take Winterfell. I think we will. Oh, we actually lost that siege. Ouch. Oops-a-daisy. Wasn't expecting that. Dear High King Florian, I'm a bit concerned about this war you are currently struggling with, and therefore I've decided I will send you a small gift, nothing much, just so you can hire some more soldiers. Thank you, Lord Simmons Dirt. And they're chasing down that army now, which is not good for us, that the Firehands are smashing that Cassell army. Cassell's actually had quite a fair bit of manpower, to be fair. Right, let's chase down this host, which looks like they're marching onto Dawn Forest. There is no man better at increasing the faith's opinion of me, or teach me to become a more pious man than my Septon Robert. Teach me to be a pious man, Septon Robert. I need you to talk to the church. Temple vassal opinion plus 10 or monthly piety. The prosperity of your capital may increase slightly. Yeah, we'll go for that one. People have a decent opinion of us anyway, so let's try and get more piety and get us prospering a little bit more. Lord Aenes of Blackwood has inherited the High Lordship of Blackwood and other titles from Lord Jorah the Gallant. Oh, that's annoying. I liked him. Died of an infected wound. Oh, great. Every time you get a decent character, they die young. It's so annoying. 29. God's sake. We do need to chase down this army. And if Lady Marsh died, that means the Reeds inherited that. I think House Marsh has died out. Yes, it has. So we need to get a new Lord for Cherwell as well. A new Cranigman house, maybe. Rise one up. We'll have to have a little look what's going on down there. 83%. Your Grace, I'm deeply hesitant to ask, but the coffers of your loyal subjects are running dry from the upkeep of your levies. Give them gold. Yeah, distribute some gold. We've got plenty. It was only 90 gold as well. We've nearly won the war. There we go. The Siege of Winterfell is complete. Thank goodness for that. Let's offer peace and enforce our demands. High King Florian of Andalia has usurped the title Lordship of Winterfell from King Edwin of the North. High King Florian of Andalia has usurped the Castle of Torrance Square from King Edwin of the North. And the Andalian War for the Castle of Dawn Forest, Castle of King's Course, Castle of Torrance Square, Lordship of Castle Kerwin, and Lordship of Winterfell has ended. High King Florian of Andalia has won. We've successfully seized the Lordship of Castle Kerwin after defeating King Edwin to start. Let's just move these out of the way. So Castle Kerwin, which is Lady Sybil of Castle Kerwin, who does have two... Oh, okay. Grove Fort. Are there no Kerwins left around? Lady Kerwin. We do have a male Kerwin here. So we'll take it for ourselves, because we want to make sure it stays in the hands of House Kerwin. You also captured the treasury. History of the Roynish Wars. Okay. Dawn Forest is House Grove Fort. So I do like their sigil and that, but we'll take it for ourselves. And can we actually not take King's Course? Which is annoying, unless we declare war on them and take it ourselves. Let's disband our armies. We're not going to be able to declare war because we're at war, which is annoying. Fire upon the grass added to the treasury. Right, we can create the High Lordship of Winterfell. King Florian of Andalia has created the High Lordship of Winterfell. Right, so now let's start landing these people. So Castle Kerwin, there were some male Kerwins. Let's have a look at House Kerwin. So, is there any males from the direct line? Let's have a look. I like to keep houses where we can. No. All female, the Grove Forts, Flints, Knots, Grove Fort. So, yeah, you are the last male, it would seem, aren't you? Different houses. Yeah. You are the last Kerwin. Can we invite you to court? No, we can't. We'll send you a gift. Let's make you important. Can we invite you to court now? Yes, we can. So we'll get you into court, and we will land you as the new Lord of Castle Kerwin. Torrance Square. I'm pretty sure there were no tool hearts left around at all. Let's have a look. I know that there was one on the wall, but I think he died. Yeah, no tool hearts. So that's fine. And House Mollen, wasn't it? There was just one Lady of House Mollen. Let's have a look if there was any more that have been missed out, because it's quite easy to miss them sometimes. All House Cassell that died out. Doesn't look like it. All completely died out from this house by the looks of it. Yeah, okay, so House Mollen is extinct with you, unfortunately. Too old that you're not going to have any children, so we've got that to give away ourselves. Right, so who do we have in our lands that we can actually give lands who? We don't have that many at the moment, I don't think. Of course, we have Lord Stark, who we will... Who are you? Arlen Foxhall. No idea. Where are you? Where are you? Where is Brandon Stark? We have the Salzars, who have lost their land, but I will be giving them their land back when we can. Brandon Stark. Grant you the landed title, the Lordship of Winterfell. There we go. We'll give you the High Lordship once we've sorted out the other lords. Right, let's wait for that Kerwin Lord to arrive. Some of your kin are unhappy. Prince Theon. Well, sorry, Theon. Peace with you. I accept your gracious invitation and will join your court forthwith. He's had a daughter called Kyra, which is interesting. We will grant you the landed title, the Lordship of Castle Kerwin. Send. We need to get King's Course under control. The wars between the great powers of Andalia have subsided for now. Some of your kin are unhappy. Theon again. We may have to give Theon some land because he's going to hate us. Right, we just need to get these armies disbanded and then hopefully we can try and get this war for ourselves. The war has ended. You wish to reappoint the old council? Yes, Lord Fearmore of the Grey Cliffs has declared Lord Fearmore's claim on the Lonely Hills War on King Edwin of the North. Okay. So the Greystarks are trying to declare war too now. And it looks like the Firehands have won this war. Yep, 100%. Also, we're not going to be able to... Oh, we actually might be able to beat them to it here. For Pete. We just beat them to it, which is quite funny. And House Cassell are still around. He has been imprisoned. Okay, yeah, he's got children and sons. Can we send you a gift to improve your opinion of us? And hopefully that will be able to get you to get yourself out of jail. So the Greystark, who hasn't got anything to do at present? Our Master of Law as well. We need to get you to start fabricating some other claims, don't we? Let's start fabricating claims on Sea Dragon Point. Lord King Stark is now ruling from Skagos, which is a bit of a downfall from Winterfell, isn't it? Today, my brother Prince Theon asked me for a fief of his own to govern. Specifically, he would like the dot. I promised to arrange it. I did mention the wall. So he does want land of his own. I promise to arrange it. We're going to have to give Theon a title, aren't we? We have Torrance Square. We have Dawn Forest. Dawn Forest isn't overly impressive, is it? Torrance Square, so... Theon, I grant you the title of... You can have the Castle of Dawn Forest. There you go. I didn't really want to do, but... We now have another branch of House Sevenstar, which is annoying. The wars between the great powers of Andalia have subsided for now. Perfect. The war has ended. Do you wish to reappoint the old council? I thought we'd already done that, but yes, we do. And the North really is in a pitiful state now, isn't it? Really is. Right, so we need to get someone in Torrance Square. I think the others are all dealt with, isn't it? It's literally just Torrance Square. And I don't think we have anyone in court at the moment. There are some houses that I wouldn't mind. We do have Lynn Clifford, but he hasn't got any heirs or anything like that. We grant him the... Could give him Torrance Square, maybe. But he doesn't have any children or anything, so I want to try and secure the line there for whoever I do give it to. Make sure that we have a house that are going to grow. I do have the Folmans, who I did quite like, but... Pate Hall, but I don't think he has any children. I'll have to look into the custom characters that guys have recommended and see what we'll do there. So we'll end the episode, I think, here for now, and then I'm going to look into that, get some custom characters in. How's things going in the south? Fine. What's the Claw doing? They are defending against a slave raid. Okay. But yeah, we'll end it here. So thanks guys for watching as always. I hope you've enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, leave a comment down below and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the Discord server too if you haven't already. We'd love to have more of you in there, and hopefully I'll see you all very soon for the next episode.
Winterfell had yielded 2 years after Brandon had first set sight upon this castle. The castle alone had been astonishing to him, and once he was inside, Winterfell had surprised him even more. Though his new home was damaged by the siege, its beauty was still beyond imaginable. Especially the godswood. It had impressed him. Brandon knew little of the old gods, but of one thing he was certain. His forefathers and all their kin had prayed here, and he would not dishonour them. Nor could he. The bannermen of the Winter Kings of old would never forgive him for it. So he had decided that the godswood with all its beauty had to remain. Instead, he would build a sept in Winterfell near its great hall as a gesture of goodwill to the gods and to his Andalian wife to show her his devotion to the Seven. But first, it was time for a ceremony in the great hall. The great hall had miraculously remained intact from the siege and now hosted King Florian's host and the men that would remain in Winterfell to become his household guard, but Florian gifted him with servants as well. Brandon had acquainted himself with a cook named Harwin, who baked him a delicious lamprey pie to ensure his worth so that he could join him in Winterfell. The pie had been delicious and Brandon had accepted his service, as well as that of many other men and women carefully picked by him and Lady Lyanna Stark, formerly of House Morgoth, who he dearly loved and trusted. "Lyanna will be on my council too. I will make sure she has her place," he mumbled whilst the great iron oaken doors opened in front of him. "Sir Brandon Stark," the herald's voice boomed through the hall as he entered, a Stark cloak around his shoulders. Brandon walked forward until he stood in front of the high dais where the king stood next to the old winter throne. He knelt. Florian spoke up. "Rise, Sir Brandon, and take your place on your rightful seat for all men to witness the return of the wolf." Brandon sat on his grand chair as his king announced, "I now proclaim Sir Brandon Stark to be the rightful lord of Winterfell." A loud cheer went up in the hall. "But there's more," he followed. "Lords Kerwin and Cassell, please bend your knee and swear as both fealty, and you shall be allowed to continue governing your lands so long as you keep the king's peace." The two lords swore their vows to the houses Stark and Sevenstar, and in the name of their gods, which surprised Brandon a little, Florian spoke up again. "Theon, my brother, please rise." Brandon looked on and saw his king do something that would surprise everyone in the hall. "I now name you Theon of House Sevenstar, Lord of Dawn Forest." And so it was. The wolf had returned home. Brandon was allowed to say little during the ceremony. The kingship of his house was over, he knew. He was only a lord, and the victory was not his. It was his king's victory. "At least I am home now," he mumbled to himself before the feast in his name had begun. A feast of empty courtesies, but with a Stark as the host. "I'm home at last."